Welcome students. So till now what we have done in this particular chapter is we have already understood what are the polynomials, what are the types of polynomials, as well as we understood in our last class that what is the zero of a polynomial. Correct. I mark out few instruction or a few point for all of you so that we can easily understand that in a good way. Correct. So what we are going to do today is we are going to see some problem based on a zero of a polynomial. But in that particular topic, what I explained you first, that by replacing such a value of x or a variable in a given particular polynomial, we can find or we can get the value of that polynomial. So let's have a look at this particular problem first. Find the value of each of the following polynomials as the indicated value of variables. Means we have the value of variable given, we have the polynomial given, and we want to find the value of a polynomial. So first is p of x equals to 5x square minus 3x plus 7, and we want to find this value of this polynomial at x equals to 1. So what we are going to do is we are going to replace x by 1 in polynomial p of x. That means we are going to find p of 1. Simple. Replace every x with 1. So I am getting 5 into 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus 7. So 1 square is 1, 5 ones are 1, 5 minus 3 into 1, 3 plus 7. So what it will be? 5 minus 3, 2 plus 7, 9. So the value of this polynomial p of x at x equals to 1 is 9. Am I clear? It's very easy to understand. There is no difficulty at all. Now similarly, let's do in this particular problem. What we have? Q of y is equals to 3y cube minus 4y plus root 11. So I just want to find the value of this polynomial at y equals to 2. Simple. So what we are going to do? We are going to replace y by 2 in q of y. Simple. So what it becomes? Q of 2, because we are putting y equals to 2. So it becomes 3 into 2 cube minus 4 into 2 plus square root of 11. So I am getting 2 cube 8, 8 3s are 24 minus 4 2s are 8 plus square root of 11, and 24 minus 8 will give us 16 plus square root of 11. Am I clear? See, this is how we can easily find. Now in this particular example number 2, there is a third polynomial also given, which I want you to try at your home. For you, I'll write that particular question number 3. It is given as p of t is equals to 4t raised to 4 plus 5t cube minus t square plus 6 at t equals to a. So how we will solve this kind of a problem? So again the concept will remain same. What we are going to do, we want to find the value of this polynomial at t equals to a. So I will replace everywhere a instead of t. That's the simple task we are supposed to do. Nothing more than that. Simple. So I hope everyone is clear with this. So pause the video, take a screenshot or note down the thing written on the board. We'll move forward towards the next example. Correct? So let's have a look at example number 3. So let's go for example number 3. What is given? Check whether minus 2 and 2 are zeros of polynomial x minus 2. So we have the polynomial x minus 2. We want to find minus 2 and plus 2. Are these two are the zeros of a given polynomial? So what we will do first, we'll say let p of x is equals to x minus 2. So we have to let this, no, this is the polynomial, we have to write something like this, p of x or q of x or r of x, whatever you want you can write. So I have p of x equals to x minus 2. Now what I want to check is that if I replace this x by minus 2, can I get 0? And then if I replace with plus 2, then can I get 0? So at which value we are getting the polynomial p of x equals to 0. So what we are going to simply do now, for x equals to minus 2, so this become p of minus 2, so I'll replace x with minus 2, so I got minus 4, which is not equals to 0. If by replacing the value x minus 2, my polynomial is not equals to 0, then I can say x equals to minus 2 is not a 0 of p of x, or you can write polynomial, or you can write x minus 2. That's simple as that. Now let's go for x equals to 2. Means now I will replace x equals to 2. So let's say p of 2. So x की जगह पे 2. So 2 minus 2 will be 0. Therefore x equals to 2 is a 0 of given polynomial, or you can write p of x. Are you getting? So by replacing one by one both the values in a given polynomial, if I get 0, that becomes 0 of a polynomial, and if I don't get 0, that means there is not a 0 of a polynomial. Very easy, very simple and straightforward problem. There is no difficulty at all. If you find it difficult, please rewind the video, watch it again carefully, and you people know where to ask doubts. Simple. Sure. So pause the video, note it down, then we'll move forward. Okay, so let's start with example number 4. What do we have here? Find 0 of a polynomial p of x equals to 2x plus 1. So what we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to find the 0 of this particular polynomial. And I told you in the last video or in the last class that whenever we want to find the 0 of a polynomial, that means p of x should be 0. That's what we did in the previous problem as well, in example number 3. Correct. So what we are planning to do here is in a different way. Say let's consider p of x equals to 0. Now if I consider p of x equals to 0, can I say 2x plus 1 equals to 0? Then what could be the value of x? So how can I find the value of x? So what you can do is take this 1 on the right hand side. So this will become minus 1. If you change the side, the sign will change. Similarly, if it is in multiplication, then it will goes into the division. So it becomes x equals to minus 1 by 2. So what I can say is, therefore x equals to minus 1 by 2 is a 0 of polynomial 2x plus 1. So what I know is that this kind of a polynomial is called as linear polynomial based on degree. As we can see, the degree is 1, maximum degree is 1. So can we generalize this? Let's make it a general problem out of this. So let's consider that I have a general polynomial of a linear polynomial ax plus b. If I have a general linear polynomial p of x equals to ax plus b, and if I want to find the 0 of this polynomial, what it could be? So I will consider the same thing, p of x equals to 0. That means ax plus b equals to 0. And if I further simplify this, so I will get ax equals to minus b. So x equals to minus b by a. So if we have a linear polynomial in this general form, then its 0 of a polynomial is always going to be minus b by a. Is always going to be minus b by a. Whatever the linear polynomial it may be. If you don't have a b, that means your polynomial is going to be 0 of a polynomial is going to be c. Just think like this now. If I have a polynomial something like this, p of x equals to 5x. if this is my polynomial and if I want to find the 0 of this polynomial, definitely it is going to be 0. 0 is a 0 of a polynomial. Means if I replace x by 0, then it becomes p of 0 equals to 5 into 0, 0. So for us in this kind of a problem, 0. So we don't have a constant b over here. So I can write this equation as polynomial as 5x plus 0. Correct. And if you look at this general value of x for this polynomial, that is minus b by a, so what will be, it's going to be, so b is 0, so 0 by 5, definitely 0. Am I right? So it is a very simple thing, it's not that difficult at all. We can easily find this way the 0 of a polynomial. Simple. I am pausing the, you people pause the video and note down whatever written on the board. We'll move forward. So let's have a look at example number 5. Verify whether 2 and 0 are the zeros of a polynomial x square minus 2x. We did this kind of a problem, correct? What we are supposed to do is, first of all, we will say let p of x is equals to x square minus 2x. Simple. And then one by one we'll put this value as x in a given polynomial. If we get 0, that is a 0 of a polynomial. If we don't get 0, that value is not a 0 of a polynomial. So let's go for x equals to 2. Correct. So this will become p of 2 is equals to 2 square minus 2 into 2. So what is the value of 2 square? 4. 2 into 2, 4. This is 0. And if I get 0, then I can easily say that x equals to 2 is a 0 of polynomial p of x. See how simple it is. Is it any difficult to do that? No, not at all. Now let's go for x equals to 0. Means we are going to replace x by 0 in our given polynomial. So 0 square minus 2 into 0. So 0 square will be definitely 0. 2 into 0 is also 0. So my answer is again 0. And if I get 0, I can easily say that x equals to 0 is a 0 of polynomial p of x. See how simple this kind of a problem is. So just pause your video, copy it down, and then we'll move forward. Okay, so let's go for exercise 2.2, question number 1. Simple. So what do we have in question number 1? Find the value of polynomial. Find the value of polynomial. And the polynomial we have is 5x minus 4x square plus 3 at. So we have to find at a certain value. First is given at x equals to 0. Second is given at x equals to minus 1. And third is given at x equals to 2. So what I want to do is I want to find the value of this polynomial at x equals to 0, x equals to minus 1 and x equals to 2. So what can I do? So simply, first of all, I will let this as p of x is equals to 5x minus 4x square plus 3. But I told you one thing, always arrange your polynomial in a descending order. Means the maximum power should be the first term. So if I write like that, it becomes minus 4x square plus 5x plus 3. This is how our polynomial can be. Now what we are supposed to do? First we want to replace by x equals to 0, then minus 1 and then 2. So I will do here only, this is the first part, here second part, and here I will do third part. So now what we want to do? Replace with 0. So what it is become p of 0. So put 0 in this particular polynomial, minus 4 into 0 square plus 5 into 0 plus 3. So this is 0 plus 3 will give you 3. See how simple this kind of a problem. Should I left this 2 for you? चलो मैं एक और solve कर लेता हूँ. Let's go with p of minus 1. So what it will be? Minus 4 into minus 1 square, 5 into minus 1 plus 3. minus 1 whole square, it's going to be 1, because if you multiply minus 1 2 times, it becomes plus 1. So this will be minus 4 minus 5 plus 3. Minus 4 minus 5 minus 9. Minus 9 plus 3 minus 6. Correct? Find yourself and answer in comment section. What will be the value of this polynomial at x equals to 2? Find yourself and get me the answer and give your answer in the comment section. Simple, very easy to understand. Again, pause the video and note it down. So from my side, I am giving two homework, question number 2 and question number 3. Both are homework for you. You people try at home. If you have any difficulty, you know where to reach me. Correct? Let's go for question number 4. Now in this one, we want to find the zero of polynomial. So first polynomial we have is p of x equals to x plus 5, and I told you how to do that in this particular video only. I told you that consider p of x equals to 0. By taking p of x equals to 0, I can say x plus 5 equals to 0. That means x equals to minus 5. I told you if you take the addition or subtraction on the other side, its sign will change. Simple. So I got x equals to minus 5. So I can easily say that minus 5 is the zero of p of x. Am I correct? Now second one is just a minus 5 over here, so I am giving that homework. The second question is p of x equals to minus 5. So I shouldn't solve that, it's simple, same problem, you will get x equals to 5. So 5 is the 0. Now the third one is p of x equals to 2x plus 5. So method is not going to change at all, we are going to consider same thing. So I will take p of x equals to 0, that means 2x plus 5 equals to 0, 2x equals to minus 5, so x equals to minus 5 by 2. Simple. So again you can write like this, minus 5 by 2 is the zero of a polynomial p of x. Am I clear? I don't think so anybody is having any kind of doubt. See, I am solving few problems over here. Whatever the remaining problems are left from this question number 4 in the exercise, that is your homework. As simple as that. Correct? So let me go for sixth one. Sixth one is given as p of x equals to ax, where a is not equals to 0. Correct? In this particular polynomial, a should not be 0, because if a becomes 0, then this becomes a 0 polynomial. That is why that condition is given. But how can we get the 0? So again same thing, p of x equals to 0. So I can say ax equals to 0. Now in this product of a and x, what could be 0? Because we already know that x a cannot be 0. तो इसका ये मतलब हुआ that x is going to be 0. Because a is not equals to 0. That's what question has already told us. Are you getting? See, if I have a two number or two element, their product is 0, means either one of them should be 0 or both of them should be 0. Either one of them or both of them. But already we know that a is not going to be 0, because question already told us. That means x can be 0 only. Are you getting my point? That's how we can say x is equals to 0. So I got this, and the reason also I have put it over here, written over here, that because a is not 0, that is why my x is getting 0. Are you clear? Okay. Let me take one more problem, which is something like this. Seventh one. I'll rub this first one and solve seventh one over here. So what do we have in seventh one is p of x is equals to cx plus d, where c is not equals to 0 and c and d are real number. That's okay. We are already aware that this could be a real number only, because beyond real number we don't know any kind of numbers. So again the concept is same, p of x equals to 0, that means cx plus d equals to 0, that means cx equals to minus d, so x is equals to minus d by c. So this is somewhat similar to the general one we have understood, ax plus b, linear polynomial ax plus b. It's similar, instead of a and b we have c and d. Nothing extra or even kind of a very difficult thing, correct? We know how to convert a linear polynomial, we know how to find the zero of a linear polynomial. Simple. That's where your exercise ends and our today's video as well. Are you getting correct? So please do practice whatever I have given you to do. Question number 2, 3 homework. This homework, remaining problems of question number 4 and that particular x equals to 2 by replacing that in the given polynomial of question number 1. Simple. That's what you have to do. That's where this zero of a polynomial topic ends. So in our next class we are going to start a remainder theorem. Simple. Till then, keep on studying and have a great day. Bye bye.